Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Black Fly on the Wall. We did it. We did it. This is another all-female episode, and I could sit here, honestly, for the next 30 minutes and give you so much gratitude because, of course, you have to watch it one time to see what the episode is about, who was on the episode, but the message is about I watched it 2 and 3 times. I sent it to my mom. I sent it to my sister. I sent it to my friends. Like, I have nothing but gratitude, love in my heart. Thank you guys so much because now we're here for a second episode. So I'd like to give a toast to a great first episode and even better second episode. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. This episode is sponsored by 712 Vodka. It's about living your life out loud and authentic. And I think this is literally the perfect conversation. The law of vibration. You might have noticed, or you might not have noticed, because my girl has a mocktail, but Adrian is pregnant. Yes. Congratulations. So I want to do like one more toast to my girl. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Toasted.
And we're toasting to your journey.
Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Okay. So before I introduce the episode, I would love to introduce you guys to my lovely guests. I guess we'll go ahead and start with Adrian.
My name is Adrian Campbell. I'm born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Hi, I'm 𝐏𝐸𝐴. I am from Winston-Salem, Drayful.
I did not know you were from Winston.
Well, I was born in Winston, but originally from Lexington.
Got you.
And I am Chanel, better known as Nelly P, and I am from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Hey, don't do it. Please don't do it. It's the Queen City, okay? Baby.
The title of this episode is Choosing the Soft Life. And we were intentional about saying choosing because life is a choice. You don't have to live a certain type of way. You don't have to live the way that people tell you to. We wanted to define what the soft life is. So the soft life is actively choosing to be your most authentic and vulnerable self. The soft life is intentionally asking for assistance and then allowing those people to help you. The soft life is choosing peace over control, love over hate, and prioritizing the desires of self over the desires that the world has for you. Adrian, are you living your soft life? And I'm going to switch it up for you. How has becoming pregnant like influenced you wanting to live your life exactly how you want to live it?
That's a good question. Well, I think my life is probably the most soft it's ever been. And I'm glad you went over I'm glad you went over the definition of what the soft life is because, you know, now it's a big trend on social media. You log in and you see stay-at-home moms and their luxury bags going to Pilates and that they're saying that's the soft life, and that's not necessarily what it is. It's a mindset. So I think, you know, being pregnant, I'm at peace more than ever because I have to be.
That's
But I just feel the most feminine I've ever felt. And I just think being soft and feminine means just embodying true confidence and embracing the journey. So I would definitely say my life is the softest it's ever been.
That's beautiful.
That's dope.
That's beautiful.
That's dope.
𝐏𝐸𝐴,
Yes.
are you living the soft life, right? And is it a journey or a destination?
You know, there's just thinking back as far as like journey versus destination. So I think a lot of times when we think of a destination, that's a place that we're going, right? So the journey is all the different places that I've had to go to get to where I want to be. And I think a lot of times when we think about soft life, like I know that this is something that I want. I know it's something that I need. And the journey part of it, like we skip what actually transpired for us to get to that place. And embracing those moments because those are our present moments. And they help us to get to the destination. So I would say now I am doing a lot better and living a softer life. And I'm really glad that you put that definition out there because, like Adrian was saying, there are so many different definitions of what that looks like for us as women. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is a journey and a destination, right? So you can't go from one extreme to the other and then just expect it to work. Like you have to go through the journey of creating your soft life. Right. So it's that, hey, I can't take on this many projects at work anymore. I understand you got stuff going on. I can't take on your stuff anymore. I can support you from afar, but I can't do that anymore. So then when you get to the soft life, your destination is running on autopilot, right? It's going how you want it to go. And so you set the boundary. So everybody already know, okay, I can't go to Just Scale for X, Y, and Z, but I can go with her for A, B, and C. And so I totally agree with you. I think the journey is so important, but the destination is just as important.
Yes. And when you think about a journey, our circumstances in life are constantly changing. So we're going to always have to redefine what a feminine life and a soft life looks like for us. Like for me, I'm working in one of the most vigorous positions professionally that I've ever worked in, traveling state to state while being 5.5 months pregnant. So I've had to really be super intentional about making time for my husband or saying no to family and friends for the weekend because I just need some me time. So, it looks different in different phases of life.
Absolutely. Nelly,
what's up?
Are you living your soft life, or is the soft life a destination or a journey?
So, when you asked me to be on here, I was just like, because I wanted to hear what everybody else had to say.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm tapping into living my soft life. I have been a very, not a hard girl, but I'm guarded, so when you get older and when you experience different things in life and you experience different relationships or you embark in new relationships, there are certain things about yourself that you realize have to take the front seat. And being soft or embracing just being a woman and doing what a woman would do, and feeling what a woman would feel and being vulnerable. Like, you have to figure out, this is actually who I was created to be. And this is who I need to be in order for me to show up the way I need to, not only for everybody else, but for myself.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey. I agree wholeheartedly. It's tough, and depending on the situations that you have encountered that make you realize you need to live a softer life, it could be very hard, very tough.
Yep.
But the beauty of it all is it's the destination and you're going to get to it.
Yeah.
So it's a journey. I think every time that I'm able to exist in being soft, I think that should be noticed as a destination as well, because it's small steps.
I love that.
And you can't just go into this thing in stride.
Yeah.
If it's something that you're not used to. So it's a destination that I get to daily, but it's the final destination, obviously, that I want to be able to exist in fully.
Yeah, I love that. I think that was so profound to say, and you said it too, there are many journeys and there are many destinations. And I think when we stumble, when we fall, when there's resistance, we think, okay, well, I'm not supposed to be doing this. But it's actually the exact opposite. Like, you are going to have resistance in any journey, whether it's the hard life or the soft life, right? And so recognizing that when you get to those small steps, this is step one of my destination to the soft life, but there's 2, 3, 4, an infinite number of destinations. So that was beautifully spoken.
And that's the misinterpretation to me about the soft life. People thinking that there's not going to be challenges along the way, but there's definitely going to be challenges. It's all about handling those challenges with grace.
Right.
Because it matters. It matters what makes you realize that I need to be different. All that matters. So depending on how heavy that is, it matters how that destination is going to look, how that journey is going to look, that healing process. It's a lot to unpack to get to the point where you feel like I could just be me. Really me. What that really looks like. It's a lot to get there. Yeah, it's a lot.
And if you had told me, honestly, if you had said no, I would have respected your boundary because that's your soft life and mine, right? Because it's like, if I'm trying to control you and make you be on this episode, like, how is that any benefit to the viewers, which is the most important part? Like, we are learning from each other. I think that's important. I would say we're viewers too, but like, I want the best for the viewers. And I think everything is going to work out. Like, we sit here and we try to control all these situations when everything works for your greater good. So if you didn't want to be on the episode, I could have found somebody else and it wouldn't have been this push and pull, and I would have respected your boundaries as a woman, as my friend, as somebody that I look up to, even though we're peers, and it would have worked out. We would have came here and rocked out on something else. So
yeah, but I appreciate it. And it was also me embracing. Like, a part of me didn't want to do it because it's just like sometimes you don't want to be open like that. Yeah. You don't want people to see certain sides of you. But it's like, well, why wouldn't I speak on being transparent? I speak on being like just your real self. And it's just like, well, what's realer than soft life?
Right.
Like, what's realer than this?
Right. So, right. What role does ego play in preventing you from living your soft life? Go ahead, Kiera. You look like you're ready.
The ego. Oh gosh, I always say the ego does not allow us to be present. How can you be present if your ego is overtaking what you're presently trying to do? It's impossible. So if my ego is ahead of what I'm trying to do from an internal standpoint, it'll never happen. I'll be in the same spot that I've been in, or wonder why things are still going the same way that they were, or why certain people are coming to me for certain things when I know I need to say no, or even just, like you said, taking time for yourself and learning how to do that. It's impossible if you allow your ego to be in front of it, because then that means I'm also being vulnerable to say, I need help, or I need to sit down, or I need to take a back seat, or I need to do this for myself, and not even necessarily, go shopping, get a new Louis bag, or, I need to go to the spa, or I need to go sit in front of the lake and just listen to the sounds of the water. Like, it's just little simple things like that. But if I allow my ego to overtake that, I'll never be present.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I love that. Ego is your protector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me? Well, I could piggyback off not wanting to come. Like, it was some of my ego. Like, and not in a negative light, I don't think, but like you said, just being able to be present, you have to put that to the side. Because what is your ego at the end of the day? What is it greater than? Nothing. Like, you got to put yourself to the back in reality to let you come to the front.
Yeah.
So the ego just needs to not be. You just gotta go with it.
Right. I go to the gym a lot, right? And guys would come over and help me put my weights on my bars, right? And I used to get so frustrated, like, stop helping me. I got this. I know how to do this. Then one day, I was lifting some weight, and I was like, why is nobody
helping me?
Oh, it's my ego, right? I feel like as women, we have this imaginary club of where, our mothers, our aunties, our grandmas, where it was do everything yourself, do everything for everybody, put everybody before you, grind, do all this stuff, and you just never allow people in to help you. And I think it's very egotistical to think that you can do everything yourself. Like, I got all the answers. I don't need anybody. That is so egotistical. And it's also, I don't know if you ever said this, but I don't want to put this on them because they might can't handle it. How egotistical is it for you to think you're the only person that can handle every single problem? Nobody else can do anything. Like, and then we work ourselves to the grave. Depression, anxiety, and some of those things manifest into disease.
Yep.
And so, what do you think?
I agree with that wholeheartedly. There's so many different layers when we speak about ego, but a whole other layer to it is, the ego is never satisfied. It always wants more.
Yes.
So when people are doing things for you, it's kind of like, oh, well, they were supposed to do that. You know, instead of living in a place of gratitude. And that goes such a long way when you can acknowledge people and make them feel good for doing things for you. You know, that goes a long way, and people will continue to want to do things for you. And it's like a lot of times men won't do things for women because they're not showing them any appreciation. Why would they? So, you know, that's a whole other layer.
Yeah, that is a whole other layer.
It comes back to what you're asking for, are you giving?
Exactly.
Like, it comes back to that full circle. Like,
absolutely.
You want me to be this to you, but what are you giving to me for me to even show up for you like that?
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, does women living their soft life, becoming more in their femininity, does that help men to tap into their masculinity?
I think you teach people how to treat you based on the way you treat yourself. So if you're constantly growing yourself, someone sees you going to therapy, taking care of yourself, they see the way you carry yourself, and they want to be in your world, they know that they have to contribute to that. You think about the characteristics of a soft woman. A soft woman is not someone who is condescending, not someone who has to constantly nag to get their way. That's someone that speaks life into, you know, a man.
Yeah.
And in turn, again, think about how much they're going to give you in return.
Yeah.
You know, we naturally make things multiply. And I think women have to be more comfortable with receiving, so that men will be more comfortable giving. And I know that sounds one-sided, but we naturally, again, make things grow. You give us food, we'll make a meal. You give us a house, we'll make it a home. You give us sperm, we'll make a baby. So, you know, and we naturally will improve a man's life that way.
Yeah,
It comes full circle.
I agree. I mean, and then, you made a great point. It's like, it sounds one-sided, but who starts?
Right.
Who starts this? If it's one-sided, what is the ultimate goal? Is the ultimate goal to be a soft woman and to have a man that is going to help you? So if you want that, why wouldn't you want to start it? Like, what does it matter at the end of the day? If you achieve the end goal, then okay, whatever. You're not even going to think about how it started in the first place. Yeah. If you get to that point in your destination, because there's many points in our destination, as Nell pointed out.
And I think it's less.
𝐏𝐡𝐨𝐧𝐞, where education meets hydration. Carolina's own choice of water.
It's about them tapping in and more about them being, because they're tapped in. They know what's up.
Yeah.
Let's keep it funky. They know what's going on.
Right.
And they know what they should be doing. Now, if they're allowed to do that or not is the other side of it. So it's like, a lot of times we like to have, you know, like, man bash sessions. I don't care for that because I just think that sometimes women, we lack holding ourselves accountable and being responsible for ourselves.
Right.
And it sucks. It's a hard conversation to have, but it's real. And I think that's the more important part about us. People want to be soft and girls want to get in touch with it. I think it's great, regardless of what it looks like for you. For, like you said, for some, it might be that Louis bag. That's not what that is for me. But that might be, you know, that might be your thing. But at the end of the day, me being exactly who God created me to be, a woman, it's only going to allow him, like she said, we already make it better anyway. So what if we're in our best selves?
Exactly.
How better can they actually be just to be the man? They know how to be a man.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to let them be that, though.
Absolutely. And if you
let them be that,
if you ever have been around a man exuding his masculinity, it automatically puts you in your femininity.
You feel safe.
You feel safe. You feel wanted. You feel loved. You feel adored.
You want to do things for them.
You want to, right? And so I feel like if their energy can do that for us, our energy can do that for them. And then we create that safe space to be who you are, to be your best self, to be, and like, who doesn't want that? A man at his best self.
I want it.
Girl. Okay. Well, then how can men protect or encourage or uplift women living their soft life, being their most feminine self?
I would say just like I already said, just in a sense to say a man knows how to be a man.
Right.
You know, and I'm saying a man, not a boy. I'm talking about men here. Let's not get this. Let's not get the lines
in that journey.
Yeah, we talking about the people that know that they're men.
Yeah,
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with the other part, but like you talking about people that already have. Yeah,
correct. I feel like it's like you said, like with the energy, like if he's being who he's being around me, I'm automatically safe. I feel it.
Right.
It's a feeling. You feel secure. You feel like, oh, he got me. Somebody come over got me. You already feel it. And he will feel the same way. It's just dynamic. Like it's automatically gonna happen. So I just feel like allowing them to just be themselves, to just be who they supposed to be to us. And it's just hard to do sometimes because there's people prior to them. They might be the boys, and we've already built our walls. We already got our traumas. We already got the experiences. We've already got our bags packed and it's on. And we got somebody who might have luggage too, but they're trying. We have to be able to try to, and sometimes I think we expect so much because we're the woman. Like, we the prize. And we are. Don't get me wrong. But the men are too.
Can be a prize too.
Yeah, the men are the prize as well because we can't exist without each other. So it's just like, let him be the prize and you be the prize. Like you said, that ego. You can't get present without it. Like, come on.
What do you think, King?
Kind of piggybacking on that, just the self-awareness that you need to have also as a woman. And I say that not to say that men can't be soft too. So when I say that, I mean creating a safe space for him to be able to come to me and say, I'm not feeling my best today. So in that in turn allows me to say, okay, now I can be an even softer version of myself because I get to create this space where you don't have to be that hard person or, the man, the go-getter. I got to go out and do this every day. So I think that self-awareness also as a woman allows him to be more present with me and protective of me and just to be more of himself.
I love that.
And not have to put on a face or a filter, like we say, to everybody else. But you can be 100% authentic with me because I've created this space for you. So.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I love that. Is there an intentional outside force telling women the type of life they should desire, how they should look, how they should act, how they should dress?
I think one of the biggest forces right now
is
the outside of social media, of course, but is this female rap movement.
Oh gosh.
I'm not bashing it because I really love it, and I think there's a lot of empowerment in it. But you listen to what they're saying, like trick him out of this, make him buy you this before we do this, and I just hate how transactional things have become. So I just encourage women to stay true to themselves because don't forget we're women at the end of the day. Like it's our natural instinct to want a genuine relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want women to look up one day and look back on their life and say, well, I never had that because everything was about give me this, give me that, and, stuff like that. So, and the truth is, half of these women are 21 years old, we're pushing 30 or in our 30s. We don't need to be, listen to what they're talking about.
We're past that point.
And then the other half men at home, they're just doing what sells the records. And then, a lot of, I'm sure young women are probably being misled by these songs. So I just encourage women to just think for themselves.
Yeah.
I agree. Honestly.
Just agree.
Yeah, I agree with her. Like it's just about what you feed in your soul, what you taking in, and just really staying true to what you want. Like there's so many, I talked about this the other day, it's so many things in this world. Like it's so many moving pieces. And it's easy to get lost. It's easy to lose focus. But it's just like, I feel like the soft life is just something good to have to come back to. Like I lost it today, but okay, I'm trying to be soft. It's like it's something that it's a constant reminder. Like be better. Do better than that. Be nice. Be a different person than you was to him yesterday. Show up at your job better than you did yesterday. Be soft. Find that space to operate in. So just like staying focused and not getting too distracted by the things that we're hearing because it's fake. It's not even real. And sometimes we just get lost in the glitz and the glam because people want that bad. They want them to do this. They want them to do that. But it's just like, but then what?
Yeah. I think you have to be intentional about what you're feeding your soul. If this is your goal and you're listening to things, if this is your goal, you're listening to things that's here. list of things here. How are you getting to the ultimate goal? So like I said, you don't have to necessarily live the soft life, or it's looking how you want it to look. So yes, we did define it so people can understand where we're going, but if you need to add an extra layer to that definition, please do. And you need to do that because if there is something happening, and it might not even be rap lyrics, it might be, can you do this project? Is that project helping to align with your personal goals, your financial goals? Is that helping you align to your work goals? If it's not, then you have to lay it to the side because then something else is going to come along. And something's going to always come along that might be misaligned with your goals. And if you continue to, turn towards those things, then you're not going to reach your goal, but you're going to be the only person that suffered. Your project is going to be done. You're going to get the hours at work that you needed. I'm going to take care of your dog, and then I'm depleted. Yeah. And so, therefore, you just have to constantly watch what's coming in because what comes in goes out.
Amen.
Ladies, so everything is a balance, right? Especially this group. We want accolades. We have goals. We have things that we want to achieve. Like, don't get it twisted. How do you balance your desire for a soft life and your desires for those accolades and achievements?
You really have to prioritize making time where you're not thinking about goals, you're not thinking about business, again, kind of what I was mentioning about me having to be more intentional about spending time with my husband or, if I need to take a day off, I want to take a day off. So when I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm not thinking about anything else. That's what's, it's all about business. But when I'm not at work, I'm focused on what really matters. So you just have to really be intentional about separating the two.
I like it. I think for me, I listen to my body. Like my body already knows that we're going to accomplish stuff, that I am always striving for the next level. So therefore, with that in mind, my body knows when I need to rest. So if I wake up and my body tells me that I need to rest, then that's it. Then that's what it's time for. And whenever I go against myself, I lose every single time. And so I think there is this spirit of fear and scarcity that, like, if you don't get it right now, then it's not going to be there for you. And I do not subscribe to that because if you were given the vision, if God gave you the vision, if it came to you, then that means there's space for you. This space will never shrink. This space will never get smaller. It will always be room for you. And I'm talking to the people that are actually out there getting it, not the people that say they want it, but you're actually out there working to get it. No, so therefore, if my body knows like what the goal is, and if it tells me to rest, then that rest is actually part of the goal.
Right. Yeah. You mentioned something good because I feel like feminine energy and living a soft life and achieving accolades, people put them against each other so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They go hand in hand.
Because the biggest part of, being feminine is knowing your worth and what makes you special and just going after what you want unapologetically. So
yeah,
I think they go hand in hand.
That was beautiful. Yeah. That was beautiful.
No, I can say that too, even as a mom. I'm a mom. So when you say like, hey, when you speak of, accolades and achievements, like as a entrepreneur myself, like it's, either you raise your kids or you are a business owner. Like you can't have both, but we do both, and it's flawless. Like I have moments, there are those moments where you're like, okay, I need to breathe. Like I need to take a moment, but it's possible. And I think those accolades that people put out that women should or should not achieve, we can put that somewhere and burn it because it is possible, like it's possible. It doesn't have to be one-sided. Yeah, we can be this and that.
Yeah. We live in the and. Like they definitely give us ors. Or you definitely live in the and. Be a mom. It's giving and. It's giving and. And what? Nell, what do you have to contribute to that?
I can piggyback off of everything that they said. Yeah. And just for me, balance, I feel like you said, is listening to yourself, but be okay with what yourself is telling you. Yeah. I think sometimes I battle with what I'm feeling, versus what I'm giving to myself. And sometimes I give the best of myself to other people. And I forget that Chanel is in here too. And it's like, girl, what you doing? Mm-hmm. What you doing with yourself? You gotta get me together too. Because if I'm not together, what am I doing for anybody else? What am I doing for my purpose? Mm-hmm. Like, what am I doing? Why God even made me and created me to exist in this space? If I'm not showing up for Chanel, I can't do anything that he created me to do. So just listening to actually what I feel and being okay with that. Like being okay with feeling whatever it is I feel. Like I gotta be okay. Like, you know, that's how you feel and it is what it is.
And I hope I didn't make the mistake of making people think that is easy because it's not. It is not easy. And I'm like, Self, you sure?
Are you sure?
We really resting today, though, Self? Yeah. And myself say, yeah, and I say, all
right, Self.
Okay. What daily practices do you use to get yourself in the soft life mindset? Is it journaling, meditation, gratitude? And I say that because, like I said, we are women that want to achieve, that have achieved and will achieve more. So you might be in the daily grind, right? And then you realize, you even touched on it yourself, like, wait a minute, am I living the soft life? Am I being a soft person? Am I doing these things? So what brings you back centered into that point?
For me personally, I try to make sure I reverence God first. Like, sometimes it get away from you when you get up in the morning, but I try to make sure, like, I have some type of conversation, some type of communication with him, whether it's music, whether it's my gospel, whether it's listening to a podcast, a sermon, something, because I feel like that's the forefront of my life. You know what I'm saying? And if no matter what I'm feeling, I know who my source is. I know who the plug is. And I know where to go to get what I need. Because God is the plug. Like, I know where to go to get what I need. And I think that's my main thing. You know, I've tried journaling and meditating and stuff. But, you know, you figure out what's for you and what you can actually succeed in. Like, is this beneficial to me? You know, but praying, music is very therapeutic for me. Like, I know what I need to hear and I know where the songs are to hear it. And I know what to minister to my soul when I need to hear it too. So just like prayer, music, and therapy, of course, and always a good girl chop up. Or like, even if that girl is my mama, like, I know where to go to get what I need.
Yeah, very good. I do a lot of mirror work, actually.
What is mirror work?
So I have affirmations on my mirror in my bathroom.
Oh, well, I do this.
Yeah. So
I'm glad we got a name for it. I'm glad we got a name for it.
There's a term for it, yeah. Just speaking life into myself. Coming from me, you know, like it's, and I know, again, my source is God. Like, I know that's where that comes from. But to even look at myself and say, you are beautiful. Like, I love you. Things like you don't hear people doing that. Because if I tell myself that first, oh, thank you. That's a compliment. I know I'm beautiful. And it's like you are walking in this era of, I know who I am. And I'm confident in who I am. And because I say this to me every day,
doesn't matter what
I
you say.
I love me unconditionally. Like, so there's nothing that you can say to me that's going to deter me from who I actually am at my core. So to do that is, I think it's a beautiful thing. Music. I love music. I'm a musician, so, you know, music is...
You do it all.
I know, right? But
this a Renaissance.
Mama.
Renaissance.
Okay. All right. Adrian, bring us home.
I would say, again, like you said, positive self-talk. I think like a lot of Black girls, I suffer from imposter syndrome really bad and just always second-guessing myself. So that just went a long way with me, just constantly speaking life into myself so I can walk into every room with confidence. Also, my morning routine is very important to me. I wake up, I read the Bible app, then I go out on the balcony, get sunlight, Black girls.
Yeah, absolutely, vitamin D.
And then I meditate for about 5 minutes, meditate/pray. And that just kind of centers me a little bit and gives me kind of what I need to start the day.
Keep you grounded.
I love that.
I think you have to be super intentional about just taking time to slow down. We live such fast lives. So slow down and just tap into yourself.
Absolutely. Ladies, honestly, we could take up the rest of the time.
I know, right?
with this conversation, so much more to say. But, you know, mine is gratitude. And so I want to give each of you gratitude. Thank you so much for taking your time to come here to do this.
Thank you.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
Yes.
Of
I'm
course.
glad I did it.
I am. See, y'all know what I'm talking about. Director, talent acquisition.
See what you see and know you see it. And don't deter from it.
And don't deter from it, okay? I would have gave you your thing, but I would have. But yes, thank y'all so much. I really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you guys for being here. So I guess let's toast to choosing the soft life.
Cheers.
Soft life.
This was fun.
Soft life gang.
Soft life. Okay. Girl, I'm living the soft life. What you talking about?
We done?
My lemonade.
Was good.
That was good?
That shit was good. Like, for real. That was
I enjoyed.
Awesome.
One thing, like, two, I'm over here thinking, I'm like listening to y'all and I'm thinking, like, what does the soft life do for us? Like, for me, I know it's a reminder that, and I think a lot of guys, we need a reminder that it's not just us. Like, and we don't got to do it alone. Like, that's how we walk out the door. Like, when we walk out the door, we're like, shit.
It's time to get it.
I got to go get it by myself and bring it home, make sure I get home. But that constant reminder that you ain't got to do it alone is like what y'all necessarily provide for us. That reminder is for real.
That's good
That
stuff.
was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I should have wrote it.
I know.
I should have gave you my phone.
Put that at the end.
So
Put
you
that
could've
as the promo.
Today, I told you this is the one.
I know.
Yeah, you need to say that again.
You did say that.
Yeah, I could really give a whole spiel, but
BTS.
I want y'all to live in that shit. That shit is crazy. For real.
Oh, that's good.
So you know what it is now, for real now. You know what the soft life is, for
And
real
you know,
now.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm
Because he's
glad.
like, what is that? Like, what y'all talking about?
Yeah, because it's a whole bunch of different definitions. So
I'm telling you.
I'm glad we defined that for everybody.
It was
today.
fire.
You should have been.
That joint was fire.
You'd be surprised.
Burn the Palo Santos, get the vibes right. We ain't just speaking, the convo's deeper. Like who more important, your therapist or your preacher? If you got cheated, you staying or leaving. Your heart say keep 'em, your head say leave 'em. Being a boss not easy, try and see it. Getting paid for what you love is real financial freedom. I intertwined with a masculine mind. She converted to soft life when Kevin Samuels died. The truth always come out in due time. I hope I get a sign from mine about 2 times. From there I use my intuition. Your gut is your spirit. If I choose not to listen, I can't play the victim. For my brothers never had an ear to hear 'em. These the bricks for our sisters, help us build it.